Alright, so the early 2000s was kind of my heyday where I tried to watch as many films as I could. And Van Helsing was definitely up there with ones that I would watch over and over again. Came out in 2004, PG-13. It's 2 hours and 11 minutes. And that's one of the biggest things that I enjoyed about this film was the fact that it's 2 hours and 11 minutes and it doesn't even feel like it. Now, in this film, we have Hugh Jackman who plays Van Helsing. Now, again, might be a little biased here because before I watched this, I watched X-Men, so I was trying to find everything that he was in. And then we have Kate Beckinsale who plays Anna Valerius, and again, before this, I watched Underworld. So it was a lot of, you go out and you try and find the actors that you enjoy, and you look through their filmography, and that's what that's what you enjoy. Now, one of the biggest things that in this film that is interesting is the fact that we kind of jump into this real quick with Frankenstein, and we realize that, it was Dracula who helped him create Frankenstein for a reason that we don't find out till later on. But, we go from that, and then a year later, we get introduced to Van Helsing, who's hunting Jekyll and Hyde in London, and in this film, he's wanted. He's wanted for murder. And it's kind of fascinating to even think about the fact that Van Helsing would be a bad guy. Now, I feel like the way that Richard Roxburgh is able to portray Dracula is probably one of the best ways that you can portray Dracula. He was very obscure, he was very driven and focused, and at the same time, he was a badass. And they changed up so many things in this film with the tales of Frankenstein, Van Helsing, Dracula, that it was able to form it all together. And again, maybe I am biased because it was directed by Stephen Sommers, who also did The Mummy. But this film was absolutely outstanding. I loved this film. And I don't know, I feel like Hugh Jackman could have done so much more with this. I mean, they did make a video game out of it, but the same token, you give what you get. Now, IMDb gave it a 6.1 out of 10. I give it a 5 out of 5. Just because, it ties everything together with a nice, perfect bow. A lot of films that have all these monsters, it's either a give and go, but this hit it right on the nail. Sadly, there is no place to stream this. So, give it a watch. Let me know what you think. And if you've seen it before, definitely tell me.